It was special. I mean, last year I'm probably not the best to ask because coming off my freshman year COVID season, last year we had more fans than we did at games. But this was like a regular season game. I mean, fans were out there, they were deep, they came early, making noise. I mean, it was like a regular season game, and it means a lot to us. It's a tradition we're building. I mean, they definitely showed up and showed out, so we're really thankful for that.
What do you feel like you learned about this offense, about you, about Dylan, anything today?
Just resilience. I mean, kind of split us up a little bit, split the O-line up, split the receivers up. Quarterback played both ways. I mean, chemistry's kind of all over the place, you know what I mean? And I think that's the first time I've done it, two teams versus just O&D the whole time. So it was different, but learned a lot about each other. I mean, at the end of the day, you look at a team, you're like, oh, they got him, oh, they got him, oh, we got him, and like, oh, we got him. It's like, at the end of the day, you still got to go out there and play ball, and like a lot of guys stepped up, and that's why we were able to do the things we did today as a Red Squad.
Marvin, you just try and kind of read into things a little bit, but the first play, the scrimmage, deep pass from Dylan to you, does that say something about kind of the spring you guys have had, the relationship you started to develop?
Oh, it definitely does. I mean, Coach Levy drew something up. We ran out there and ran it. I mean, that kind of shows, like, confidence we have in our offense and our ability. I mean, kind of made that up this morning. So it wasn't really practiced or anything, but we ran out there and did it. And we ran it. We executed pretty perfectly, just didn't get the completion that we wanted. But at the end of the day, I mean, everybody was where they're supposed to be.
How much did the wind impact the game, the throw game?
Honestly, I don't think that much. I mean, I don't really think much about wind when I'm out there play-wise. I mean, definitely punt returning. I think about it all the time when I go out there, just where the ball's going to go and stuff like that. But as far as pass game, I don't think it really affected it that much.
We'll ask Dylan.
Yeah.
That first pass that Kerry was talking about, though, that was a deep ball into the wind. It got knocked down pretty quick. Was that sort of a welcome to Oklahoma moment for Dylan?
Oh yeah, we've had conversations. I mean, him being from Hawaii. I mean, this ain't Hawaii. So I mean, the first couple of weeks here, I mean, cold, windy. I'm like, dude, the wind will like tear you up. Like it's devastating. I mean, I'm from Frisco, and we don't get wind like that down there. So.
Marvin, the quarterback, everyone's watching the growth that Dylan's had over this spring. What about the other quarterbacks in that room? How much did you see them grow from 1 to 15? And there are a lot of young arms in there too. Just your thoughts on the quarterback.
We got a lot of young guys in that room, and the thing is, like, we talk about as receivers and stuff, learning the playbook, learning different routes and all that stuff. I mean, those guys got to know everything. I mean, when you're a young kid and you get thrown into that new system, all that stuff. I mean, it happens, but the way we went about it is that we wanted to get everything in. Like, I think we went through the whole playbook twice since January. So, it was I'm pretty sure it was difficult for them, but they handled it really well. I mean, they showed up every day, gave it all they had, and that's all we can ask for as teammates and as leaders on the team.
Contrast how you feel about the up-tempo from the beginning of spring to now in the spring. How have you guys picked it up, receivers especially? There's a lot of running there.
A lot of it is comfort within the offense. I mean, you want to Coach Levy came in. He really emphasized tempo. And it's hard to have tempo when you don't really know what you're doing. But as we were going and stuff, we, as we started learning the offense and stuff like that, we could get it lined up pretty fast, be more comfortable with the things, start playing ball. I mean, that's what we're here to do, start playing ball. We don't have to think about the little things like, oh, am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? We're just comfortable out there and we're just playing ball. So that's kind of what y'all saw today.
You talked about learning Portuguese early from Coach Levy. Do you feel like you've learned it? Do you feel like you've got it down, the progress you've learned?
Yeah, I think I speak good Portuguese now ever since being under Coach Levy. But, I mean, looking at Gundy, I mean, he's been under a couple of different offenses, certain offenses for multiple years. Sometimes we'll be in meetings and he'll, like, revert, like, this stuff to, like, old stuff. You're like, hey, it's just that. And that'll help us, too. I mean, older guys especially. But, it's just like us, he's learning. And, like, at the beginning, it was kind of hard for him, like, trying to coach it to us and stuff like that. There's a lot of – I wouldn't say there's a lot of miscommunication, but there's just some things is like, how is this going to do this and all that stuff. But Coach Levy kind of straightened all that out. And now I feel like we're in a really good place. I feel like we're way better. We're way better than we were in January. I mean, it's remarkable how much we've learned since then.
How do you feel about the growth of Jaden Gibson?
Yeah, Jaden Gibson. I mean, he came in here, young kid. I actually hosted him on his official whenever he came up here in December. I mean, it was right after Coach Riley left. He came up and, like, I'm recruiting a kid, and I don't know anything about Coach Venables or anything like that. And, he's asking me questions like, dude, you talk to them more than I have. But dude's really grown up a lot. I mean, with him, he's still young. He still kind of has that young mindset, but we're going to keep on him, and get it out of him for sure. But he's going to be a great player, as you saw today. I mean, 94-yard touchdown for a post, so that was a great play.
Marvin, what kind of spring has it been for you? I mean, are you happy with the practices for yourself?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I personally, I started off slow kind of in the beginning. I think that was honestly just a complete offensive thing, if I'm being honest. I mean, it's kind of hard going out there. I mean, we kind of ran through the plays like by ourselves, but when the coaches are out there and guns are firing and all that stuff, I mean, it's a lot. But definitely by that midway point, maybe a little bit earlier, like everybody started clicking, started getting comfortable, and that's kind of what y'all saw out there today.
Marvin, you talked about the format being new for you. For Dylan, having to run both offenses, all that stuff, how do you think you handled that? You talked to him at halftime about how hectic that was.
Yeah, he mainly talked about the pick. He's like, man, I threw a pick on the white team, and I come over and throw a touchdown to you, and it's like, either way, he's still a winner. But I mean, he handled it well. I mean, he was out there, I want to say most of the first half. I mean, that's kind of crazy. But definitely that shows who he is. I mean, he's not going to, coach, take me out or anything. Like, every opportunity he gets, I mean, he's going to want to make the most of it.
Marvin has a really good grasp of what kind of spotlight he stepped into here. Quarterback at Oklahoma being sort of a different animal, even in college football circles.
To be honest, I mean, I don't know. I mean, personally, I know how much it holds being the quarterback at the University of Oklahoma. My past 2 years, it's been crazy, quarterback situation. But for him, I think he's just wired different mentally. I mean, he doesn't really care about the glitz and glamour and all that stuff. And I think that's why we gel so well as a unit. I mean, you step in here in a leadership role like that, like there was no living into the hype and stuff like that. I mean, he just came here and handled business, and that's really really needed. After this last crazy year. So.
You're going into your third quarterback.
Yeah.
As a receiver, even the leader now, how do you help those guys that are just not going through? I guess last year they would be going. They started last year. They went through their third as well. But for you, how have you helped them kind of adjust to that, knowing that look, you're kind of the leader, you're kind of the guy they look up to?
Yeah. I've had a different quarterback every year since my freshman year of high school. So, it's different. And the thing I like to say is that you learn a lot from different people. You learn what people are good at, with their weaknesses, their strengths, and you try to make that. As a receiver, your job is trying to make the quarterback's job easier. And, sometimes, Dylan's a lefty. Ball coming a little weird. It's different angles and stuff like that. And then, the young guy's like, oh, man, I can't get a hang of it and stuff like that. But it's like you got to let the process go. I mean, it was kind of, I wouldn't say it was a frustrating, first couple of days of spring, but it was just man, this year's starting to get difficult. They're pulling a bunch on us, new plays every day and stuff like that. But, stick to it, and it's all going to show out.
Marvin, how do you feel about the overall core of this offense now? You went through a lot of turmoil. People left. Theo was in the transfer portal. People always pay attention to your social media around you and family and trainer and stuff like that. You go out there as a captain today. Does that kind of signify that everybody that's here is now all in with Coach Levy?
Oh, definitely. Not even Coach Levy, Coach Venables. That's kind of the thing he kind of stood up here and talked about the first day we met him. And as far as that goes, after last year, I can definitely say that the reason this team is going to do what it's going to do this year is because we're all on the same page. There's no question about that. We're all one unit. We're all bought in. They've definitely cracked down on that, and that's the biggest difference. Past years is crazy. First year, go 1-2, lose the first 2 Big 12 games. Last year, head coach leaves, 2 quarterbacks leave, a lot of other people leave, key players. And, now I can comfortably say that we are all on the exact same page. So that's really good for us.
The last one. You got, obviously, a bunch of guys in here, alumni. Did you get a chance to kind of pick any of those guys from? Because there was a 4 of them.
Yeah, I didn't get to talk to him. That's the crazy thing. We were so busy, just walking around and stuff, getting from place to place because, new pregame routine, all that stuff. But, walking down that hallway right there, I walk right past Adrian Peterson. And it's crazy. I grew up real little, watching him on TV and stuff like that, and just walking right past him in the hallway, says what's up, stuff like that. Talked to the boss on the field as we're walking out to be captains. That was crazy too. I didn't even know who, that was him. Looking at him, and then the ref told me, he was like, yeah, it's the boss. What? I just dapped him up, said what's up. But that shows what Oklahoma is. You had Baker come up here and kind of just kind of put his walls down and just tell us the truth. I mean, heart-to-heart conversation, and that means a lot to us as players. I mean, we look up to those guys. You know, we don't come to Oklahoma if it wasn't for those guys. You know, I grew up watching, I mean, high school, C.D. Lamb was out here, Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield was out there. First college visit was here. OU's playing TCU night game. Pretty sure it was college game day. TCU's highly ranked. C.D. Lamb's a freshman. Baker Mayfield's senior year. I mean, it means a lot to see those guys back here walking around. Just being normal dudes. Like, you know, not even being like, oh, I'm this and that. Like, they put their walls down. They're just being like, it's like they're college athletes again. It's nice to talk to them. And, you know, being a captain today, you know, Coach Murray let me be a captain today, and that meant a lot to me, you know, especially after these past 4 months. It's just been crazy. But, yeah, it was definitely a blessing to be out there today.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.